Going to go straight into this now, the JLT, and I think it's only fair, given that it's all blue on Oddschecker, which means that it's being punted, that we're going to start, a little way down the field and look at Big Marcher for Harry.
Yeah, no, Big Marcher, Big M. He's done really well this season. I think he's exceeded expectations. To be honest, I always said that he'd be a £10 better chaser, but he's £17 better and progressing, and still progressive. There's three things about Big Marcher, three attributes that he has that holds him in very good stead. One of the first of which is that he's very straightforward. He's relaxed now. He enjoys his racing, and he doesn't have any quirks anymore. He used to as a young horse, but he's over all that, and he's very straightforward. The other thing is he's battle hardened, because we ran him in 4 sort of decent handicap hurdles last season. So he's well and used to the big days. So he's battle hard, and the other thing is he's a very, very, very sound jumper for a novice. He's a real natural. The day he ran at Ludlow, he really surprised me how well he jumped his fences and how quick he was, and how he can go short, long. He half hurdles them. He's very quick from A to B. And then he went on to beat Surname, obviously, who's gone and won 2 Grade 2s. I mean, just to give an example of how sound his temperament is, there was a loose horse was really not helping matters all over the park, and Surname was having a good look, and that's probably what got him beat. But Big M, I mean, the loose horse came through a rail and tried to take Big Marcher out of the fence, and he didn't batter an eyelid. He jumped that fence, and he just nothing. He is very straightforward. My biggest thing is, and I've been saying it, like I've been telling everyone he's overpriced, but at the same time, my worry is, has he, a bit like sort of, I suppose, Black Corton in a way, has he got enough class to win a Grade 1? Thankfully, it doesn't look like the greatest renewal, so I think he's in with every chance. But I suppose I've always been a little bit down on him, and he's always surprised me, so hopefully he can surprise me again.
33-1 he is with Betfair. Obviously the kind of market was shaken up a bit yesterday with Willoughby Court coming out, and as such now we've got Invitation Only as the 4-1 favourite, with Modus at 8-1. Interesting one, Monolly still available at 9-1 without no run no bet. He has 5-2 with Ladbrokes no run no bet, which seems right, and bizarrely 9-2 with that same insurance at Sky Bet. That seems all wrong, surely.
He's going to go off slightly shorter, isn't he? I think it's an open race that I like one at a bigger price. I think Monolly's a good horse, and I think he sets a very strong standard. But yeah, I think he's beatable. The horse that I like Bennetts quite a lot. He's run in 3 Novices. I mean, Gary Moore probably can't believe what's happened to this horse. He's desperate for a fast pace, and he's ended up running in 3 small fields. I mean, second time out, it's incredibly rare for a novice, but on his second start over fences, they put in a pacemaker for him. It was that extreme, and the pacemaker fell at the first, and he ended up in front. So, I mean, it hasn't gone to plan at all for this horse, but he's won all 3 starts, including a good Grade 2 last time. I mean, the one thing he's going to get in the JLT is a fast pace, and what looks at the moment, especially with the Willoughby Court out now, he's going to get a big field, and he should be able to relax. I think he's got a very solid chance. He could be very good. He doesn't use his energy the right way at the moment, but that's because the races aren't going to plan, basically. I think with the faster pace, he'll really settle, and I think he could cause a real upset. I think he's very talented.
Bennetts 12-1. Andy, who are you looking at here?
Actually quite boring in many respects this time. I do think Invitation Only, if he represents, or is the chief representative from the Flowgas Novices Chase won by Monolly, I think he's the most likely win. It's a race that Willie Mullins has done really well in. Obviously, York Hill won it under the same connections last year. And I thought he was a bit unlucky not to win in Leopardstown. He just rubbed the final ditch down the back. He was coming alongside Monolly, and he just got into it in the belly of the fence. It comes up at a nasty angle, that one, in the back straight. And he lost 2 or 3 lengths. He could never really regain his composure, albeit he only got beat a length in the end. But the time figures was good for that race, and his numbers as well the time before, his 2 wins both stack up where he beat 2 very good quality fields. Apart from that mistake at Leopardstown, I don't really recall him making too many other errors. You can ride him from the front, you can ride him in behind, as he proved at Leopardstown. So it's difficult for me to select anything as strong as I can form-wise and time-figure-wise than him.
interesting runner as well in Finian's Oscar, obviously, who's a shadow of the horse he was last year, but hasn't run since the wind up. Do we see any reason to go back?
Wind up or no wind up,
doesn't jump well enough.
He hasn't jumped well enough.
Just does not jump well enough.
A wind up's not going to make him jump any better.
Is that fair, Nick? I mean,
I
he
think
just doesn't get into a rhythm, does he?
He doesn't. I can see, but for me, he can jump. He lacks a bit of confidence, and whether Cheltenham is going to help that, is going to be a big question mark. But there's no doubt in his ability. But very often, when you well know, when the horse is struggling from the wind, their easiest option out is to miss the fence. To sort of they put down on strides that they should be coming up out. So the wind up probably help his confidence that way, and the better ground will give him, more sure footing, and he has coped with better ground at Aintree last year. So it wouldn't be the greatest surprise if he could get his act together, and I'm sure the Tizzards wouldn't run him if they didn't feel his jumping was up to it.
Yeah, I suppose in an ideal world, you kind of quite like to have seen him run once after his wind up before he goes to Cheltenham.
Mr. Tizzard's quite good going up to Larkhill. I should think he's scored around a few point courses. Though we wouldn't have seen it, I would imagine he would have jumped out.
He's certainly high class, isn't he? The horse. That's the thing.
Definitely. So we've got, as I said, invitation only, the 4-1 favourite. Mike's tip there. Bennetts is 12-1 with Betfair. And a few others in there. In what does, I think we'll all agree, look like not a great renewal of the JLT. Big Marcher, as I said, 33-1 with Betfair.